Unbelievable. So I rang Christina and said, people like around.
Good evening, everybody.
Early morning.
We'll start this evening's guest lecture. It's on 6 o'clock. So kia ora and haere mai to our university. My name is Steve Massey. I'm one of the senior tutors for the Joint Centre for Disaster Research, and I'll be hosting this evening's public presentation. Tonight's public lecture is on the Japanese earthquake and tsunami warning systems, organised in conjunction with the university's Professional and Continuing Education Centre. Special warm welcome to our guest speaker, Dr. Horiuchi, and his wife, so welcome, and I'll introduce you shortly. We'd also like to pay particular attention and appreciation to the support of the Embassy of Japan, as well as Mr. Alan Nelson from Kiwi Rail as well for your behind the scenes support of this event. If there is a disaster tonight, you've come to the right place. We do have fire exits at the very rear and also towards the side. If there's an earthquake, there's nice sturdy tables in front of you, and if there's a tsunami, you can be reasonably safe to be up on top of Mount Cook. If you do have cell phones, it would be appreciated if you can turn those to silent or off, with respect to our tonight's speakers. Massey University has a long tradition of working in emergency management, especially around early warning systems. We've been in the business of emergency management education for over 20 years. And operate a joint disaster research centre in conjunction with the Genius Science, New Zealand's geological survey. The New Zealand context for early warning systems is that each civil defence emergency management group, defined by the boundary of each regional council, is responsible for disseminating national warnings to the communities. And there is no local consistent approach to this. So is this effective? Is it also timely? In contrast, Japan does have a comprehensive national warning system, and behind the system is tonight's guest speaker, Dr. Horiuchi. Earthquakes in Japan and Christchurch will be the focus of tonight, with a presentation by our guest speaker, who's a specialist in earthquake prevention, and also around estimating methods for the accurate height of tsunamis. Dr. Horiuchi is a former director of the Japan's National Institute for Earth Science and Disaster Prevention, and he'll be talking about mitigating against natural disasters like those that struck Japan in March. The Horiuchi Early Warning System is named after tonight's guest speaker, who is also an associate professor at Tokoku University. Before the system was devised, Japan had used an earthquake warning system specifically geared to notifying and slowing down its bullet trains. The new system is intended to enable countermeasures to be taken by the general public, including clearing outer lifts, taking cover under desks, and moving away from rocky walls. A few seconds warning could save lives on construction sites, he says, allowing workers to grip girders and move cranes to safer positions. But the March earthquake highlighted some shortcomings in the magnitude and the tsunami height as advised by the Japanese Meteorological Society. Dr. Horiuchi's new improved method is aimed at providing a more accurate measurement of earthquake magnitude as well as forecasting tsunami heights. We'll have some questions towards the end, but in the meantime, it's please put together our hands to welcome Dr. Horiuchi to stand.
Thank you very much for many people organizing this seminar. I'm very, very happy to present my talk about early warning system. And, today, I'd like to talk about four topics. Why Fukushima nuclear power station was destroyed. Of course, there are many reasons why power station was destroyed. But from seismological viewpoint, I'd like to talk something about why 23,000 people. 20,000 people is quite a large number, and I'd like to talk why. And I'd like to introduce early warning system, which I developed by myself. And Tsunami warning system for the next catastrophic event. Okay. As you know, very massive scale aspect occurred on 11 March and magnitude 9.0. And the focal area, the distance, radius of the focal area is 500 kilometers and 200 kilometers. And total number of deaths is 23,000. And estimated economical loss is 16.9 trillion in Japan. It corresponds to 240 billion New Zealand dollars, and that corresponds to 20% of the total budget of Japanese budget of Japanese government, and that does not include the economic loss by nuclear power station. So I think this value becomes twice in the future. So quite large damage. And this is I'm sorry. This is a horizontal movement by the magnitude 9 Honshu earthquake by GPS network. And we have ocean bottom GPS station here. And the horizontal movement by magnitude 9 event is here. This is 5 meters, so 15 meters or something. So quite large displacement occurred by this event. And as you know, this is Fukushima nuclear power station here, and within 30 kilometers. The Japanese government asked all people to go out, and probably 20 years or 30 years, it is very difficult for all people to come back to their home. So it is quite serious, very, very serious damage we got by the earthquake. And this is horizontal displacement determined by GPS network. And we have two nuclear power stations here and here. Of course, there are other nuclear power stations. And Onama nuclear power station was located here, and Fukushima power station is here. And only Fukushima power station are destroyed by tsunami. As you can know from this map, maximum displacement, the place of location of the maximum displacement here. And the shaking level at Onama is larger than at Fukushima. But Onama nuclear power station did not get large damage, almost no damage. And this is a map showing the height of tsunami, and red color shows by the March event, and green show about 100 years ago, Meiji tsunami aspects occurred around here. And at the time of 1969, the maximum height is 38 meters, so almost the same level with the tsunami height in this time. And Onawa power station is here. There are no observation, but Onawa, the tsunami height at Onawa is 15 meters or something, so very high. But Fukushima power station is here, and here 4 meters, 7 meters. So you can know that tsunami height at Fukushima power station is smaller, less than Onawa station. Before 2003 or 2000, there are no GPS, no data about GPS data, and many seismologists think that in Fukushima area or Ibaraki here, this area could not generate large earthquakes. But after the installation of GPS network, it was found that this is the plate motion, and this is computed from New Balance model, and the plate speed is 9.2 centimeters per year. And here the observed horizontal displacement is 3.1 centimeters, and here 7.3 centimeters per year. This figure shows that in this area, earthquake generation are increasing year by year. And this is the map showing a central distribution of shallow earthquakes in the period from 1975 to in this period. And before the installation of the GPS network, many seismologists think that from seismic activity in this area, that in this area, no large earthquakes larger than magnitude 7 would not occur. And the Fukushima nuclear power station was built in 1970, about 40 years ago, when I was a student. And as I pointed out, at this time, many seismologists said no big large earthquakes will occur, and that probably that because of that result, Tokyo Power Company did not make did not prepare against very strong tsunami, very high tsunami or very strong shaking, and in 2000, around 2003 or some, after 2003, after the installation of the GPS network, most of the seismologists understand that the idea that in Fukushima area no very large earthquakes. This idea is not correct. Seismologists understand, but it was too late, and some researchers who attended in the meetings about the safety of nuclear power station, and he said strong tsunami may occur in this area. But the problem is that the historical data show that the interval of large tsunami attack was one time per every 1,000 years. So Tokoku Electric company did not adopt his idea. But I think this may be the very big reason why we may not we Japanese government we made very great mistake. But we have more than 10 years, or 8 or 10 years after we have said, most of the seismologists understand the mistakes that Fukushima area had no potential, but it was too late. And next, I'd like to about this topic. Basic tsunami in the space amount was 8.6. Almost more than 100 years ago, and total death is 22,000. And at the time of major tsunami, there was no warning system, tsunami warning system, or no early warning system. So there are many, the number of tsunami deaths is very large. But now, in 2011, we have early warning system, tsunami warning system, and we have a very good transformation or TV, or we have all equipment to inform almost all people about tsunami warning. But still, the number is very large. So I'd like to talk why this number was. This is the photo near beach side. And from Fukushima to Ibarra, about 300 kilometers, the areas near beach side is something like this. So it's quite serious. And this is a fault areas determined by estimated from aftershock distribution, or determined by the GPS data. And this is a fault area determined just after the quake. And the tsunami warning was calculated from this model, but not this model. So the fault area is very small, and that is the cause of tsunami height estimation, smaller than the actual one. This is very important point. All kinds of magnitude except the moment magnitude have a level of magnitude saturation. It takes a long time to determine moment magnitude and not available for tsunami warning. In the case of Honshu Japan earthquake, the initial magnitude determined by JMA is 7.9, and after 2 days, the magnitude was changed to 9.0, and tsunami warning was calculated by this value. in the case of Sumatra earthquake, killed 230,000 people. At the time of this Sumatra earthquake, the initial magnitude was 8.0 and now it will change to 9.0. That is caused from the problem of magnitude saturation. This is faulty surface, and this is some station. In that case, the fault area is very large. In that case, if the seismic wave from here going up, but if some seismic wave from here going down, in that case, the amplitude at here never become large, and that makes the problem of magnitude saturation. And so in all cases, at the time of catastrophic event occurrence, magnitude calculated just after the quake is always underestimated by 1. And magnitude 9 and 8, this magnitude difference is quite huge. The seismic energy for Egypt is, the difference is 32 times difference. So very large difference. So that is the cause of underestimation. But in the case of a small event, magnitude less than 8 or 7.5 or 8, in the occurrence of such aspects, tsunami warning was issued. But at these times, agency always overestimated by 2 or 3 times. For example, our GMA Tokoku University say 1 meter. In that case, actual tsunami height may be 2 or 3 20 or 30 centimeters. But at the time of catastrophic event, always underestimated because of the magnitude, the problem of magnitude saturation. So, and catastrophic event occurs every 100 years or more, and quite serious damage. So people don't think that at the time of tsunami warning, in this case, even at the time of catastrophic event, tsunami height may be very small compared to the values issued by agency. So I heard from local people living near the beach that at the time of March 11 event, many people go back to beach after hearing tsunami warning, because tsunami warning was only 3 meters at Iwate Prefecture, but the actual tsunami height was 38 meters at the maximum height. So it was, so tsunami warning almost worse than no warning. And there are many researchers. One of them is myself, and we asked the GMA that about the problem of magnitude saturation before the quake. But at that time, I don't know how to solve that problem. So that probably the problem of underestimation makes serious damage. And I will talk later about how to solve this problem. As for our warning system, this is the work done by myself. We have a high-net very full. We have about 800 stations, and this is a distribution of stations, and this work by myself. I developed method of hypocenter location using T-now. This method is a little bit complicated. So, but this method uses the stations without detecting T-wave arrival. Other times, two stations detect T-wave, our method to locate almost correct hypocenter. And this is the comparison between epicenter location obtained by our method and by JMA, who determining hypocenter by using manually picked data. And I think almost 99% of the data are correctly located by our method. And at the time of aspect occurrence, we showed our system shows seismograph and S-wave perform S-wave arrival. But our EW is available only in areas within 30 kilometers. The cause of the reason why we cannot be that is not available within 30 kilometers is one is the number of the limitation of number of the stations. This is an example of the not-patient aspect. The seismograph is plotted according to the epicenter distance, and early warning was issued here, and the period of arrival is here. So after 7 seconds, warning was issued from the period of arrival. So if we have many stations, 10 times of seismic station, in that case, you can decrease the blind zone. So name of my company is Home Seismometer, but we developed unexpensive seismogram. That is the receiving unit of aspect early warning from JMA. And we installed very inexpensive metal sensor, seismic sensor. But even if we use cheap sensor, but accuracy is not so but linearity is very good, and we can observe the intensity become larger than 1. And developed a special software, and so to distinguish between seismic signal to noise. So even if this is seismometer dropped very heavy material, but he has to distinguish between aspect or some noise. And even hammer, it is okay. And even with seismometer very close to the train, but we have a very good software to distinguish between seismic signal to noise. We have now the number is 2,000. And there are many cases that our system using Home Seismometer detects seismic event earlier than the EW by national station, using national stations. I'd like to talk that the warning times of EW is quite long at the times of catastrophic aspect. In the case of very large aspect, we have very long warning time. Such an aspect, 6 people are killed by this earthquake. And the fault length is 280 kilometers. And rupture speed means that faulting speed, rupture speed is 2.8 kilometers per second. So this aspect, the fault size is 280 kilometers. So 280 kilometers divided by 2.8 kilometers is 100 seconds. So, in the case of large earthquakes, we have very long warning time. And this is period arrival. And red color shows when shaking intensity becomes larger than 3. Shaking intensity larger than 3 means about 10 gulls, larger than 10 gulls. And 10 gulls is very small shaking. So we have 20, in the case of Shichian earthquakes, 20 seconds or 30 seconds, very long warning time, even after period arrival. And the same seismograms, very long warning time in the case of large earthquakes. And this is a seismograph for Honshu earthquakes. And warning, the earthquake early warning was issued up here. And shaking intensity becomes 3. Even in the closest station, there are almost 30 seconds after the issue of early warning. And I was at the time of earthquake, I was in Tsukuba, and in Tsukuba, I have almost 2 minutes before very strong shaking. So you know, very long time, especially in the case of catastrophic event. And it was pointed out in Japan that Nankai or Tonankai or Tokai earthquake will occur with a possibility more than 50% within 30 years. And this is a calculated warning time, but we have very long warning time. And in Tokai areas, earthquake directors are stimulating. And this is observed velocity by GPS network. So every 1 year, about 30 or 40 millimeters a year. And this is the paper, from our paper. Because in this aspect, at the time of this aspect of occurrence, fault area increased and going something like this. In that case, magnitude, at the time, magnitude becomes 6.5. That is the probability that magnitude 6.5 means that the fault area is something very small. In that case, the probability that of this aspect of price is 30% or 40%. So we are planning to issue warning that this aspect will occur before all fault area will failure. So in that case, we have more warning time. And I'd like to talk about tsunami warning system for the next catastrophic event.調査にGNS New Zealand or many researchers make empirical equation about magnitude, shaking intensity, and distance from force. So this is S is shaking intensity, and shaking intensity is a function of aspect magnitude, distance from force, and focal depth and side amplification. And this equation can be changed something like this. So we can determine the distance from station to pole, distance from station to pole by using this equation. And shaking intensity becomes almost constant. This is horizontal axis show distance from pole, and the shaking intensity becomes almost constant. And this is this map shows theoretical shaking intensity calculated from this model. And this is a shaking intensity distribution calculated from this model. I'm sorry, red show intensity 5, you can show intensity 4, intensity 3. So at the time of earthquake occurrence, estimated shaking intensity from this model is small, because we calculate shaking intensity by point source model. So in the case of point source model, shaking intensity was underestimated. So in the case of catastrophic event, we calculate distance from shaking intensity by using empirical equation, and project the distance from station to fault area by here. And this is a calculated fault area. I think you will understand more by seeing this movie. This movie shows from the times of earthquake occurrence, and the time now 1 second or 3 seconds after. And I don't know you understand, but we determine fault area by using shaking intensity. So okay. After cut and few seconds, we determine fault area real time. So by seeing this figure, we immediately understand that fault area is something like this, not like this. So from this area, we can estimate actual magnitude. Magnitude estimated from the magnitude from fault area, calculated from the magnitude something like this. But from this figure, we know the occurrence of quite serious aspects, and we can determine the fault area within 2 or 3 minutes. So by using this value, this maps, we can know the occurrence of catastrophic event, and we can calculate accurate tsunami height from this model. And this is a comparison calculated from some fault areas using shaking test, and this is actual fault area. And you know that the north side is something like this, and so nearly same, and so almost I think this is almost the same. So we can know the occurrence of catastrophic event. And by using this one, we can estimate the shaking intensity. By averaging the fault length, we can model the fault area. But there is no data in this area. But anyway, we can estimate fault area, and from this one, we can estimate shaking intensity. Skip this one. And from that one, we can. This vertical axis shows the average shift in estimated shaking intensity and time. So, we can nearly correct shaking intensity. And this is the map showing massive aspect in the world. And there are many transactions done with massive scale aspects, something like this. And in Japan, here the government say within 30 years, first prevent will occur with a percentage of about 50%. And there are many seismic zones without event. One may be here, I don't know where. I don't know the next aspect will occur where and when. But I'm very sure it's very important at this point that at the time of the next catastrophic event, calculated tsunami height may be 1/10 or something. I'm very sure that tsunami height will be underestimated, and so if how to say before the next catastrophic event, it is very important for us to determine good method to determine correct aspect magnitude for the tsunami calculation. And this is also very important that at the time of catastrophic event, tsunami warning is always underestimate. And this is all. Thank you for your attention.
Fascinating insight into the tsunami, but also your modelling too, Doctor. The key concepts around measuring the time differences between the primary or P wave and that secondary shockwave coming in is certainly an eye-opener. I think until now, a lot of the general public and emergency managers have always said there is no way to warn you against an earthquake, and these findings and these technologies certainly disprove that. The interest around having home seismic detectors is certainly a novel idea, connected with the internet. Is certainly another area that I think we can certainly look at. And the underestimation, I think, is absolutely critical, and the assumption also that hazard maps are correct. Hazard assessments will always need to be subject to continual review, and we've got some pretty good assessment maps here for Wellington, but I'm sure they may even have their deficiencies or other threats that we haven't foreseen. So hopefully the idea of our public lecture series is to engage our community, both our academic community but also our general public, into debates around our current approaches to better conscious of society. So hopefully tonight's presentation has provided that, has started the dialogue or the debate of, are we prepared? How do we want to be alert? Are our alerting systems actually effective? And hopefully you'll have the chance to also talk to Dr. Horiuchi after tonight. But I'll take, let's say, 3 questions, and after that I'll officially thank Dr. Horiuchi, and then you'll be welcome to approach him individually after tonight's presentation. So, any questions from the floor for the doctor?
The home seismic units, are they networked with each other so that the estimation, they can all provide information into a central computer to provide estimation, or are they just local individual units that provide local warning?
In Japan, we have one seismic station, and all stations are connected through internet. But the delay time is 1.5 to 2 seconds. But all stations are connected, and that is very important for warning, for the use of warning.
So what I assume is they're all networked to give you an integrated warning. Thank you.
Any other questions? Sure.
Do local municipalities or local governments use your system, or are they all linked into the JMA warning system?
NIED. I was in NIED, and NIED and JMA made early warning system with complex work. And but the Home Seismometer network is not installed in JMA, so there are no connection about Home Seismometer. I hope they use our data.
It was quite an interesting clip last night on TV3, which interviewed Dr. Horiuchi, and we've also put a link to that on our Joint Centre for Disaster Research Facebook page, and that sort of highlights the integration with public television in terms of the messaging coming up on in real time on TV, as well as SMS connectivity, and that national approach is something we don't actually have here in New Zealand. We will receive a tsunami warning, for example, from Honolulu, or it's called for tsunamis anyway, and then the ministry will pass those on to regional authorities, who would then have to have their own system to disseminate that to the public. So you can see there's another step in the process where this one's highly automated, and it deals with sending out that warning within seconds, because you've only got a matter of seconds for those warnings. So, a final question for Dr. Horiuchi.
I'm now making a tsunami warning system with some company, and I'm planning to have install one system that shows fault area expansion, real-time fault area expansion. So people watching some screen, then they understand the occurrence of catastrophic event very quickly. So if the fault area is quite huge, in that case, people must move very quickly. But small, it's not necessary to move, go away. Even if GMA issue warning, wrong warning.
And obviously the best warning if you feel a best tsunami warning is if you feel a large earthquake is to take action straight away. And a final question, if anyone has a final question. If not, I'll wrap things up. On behalf of Massey University, Dr. Horiuchi, I'd like to present you a gift, a token of our appreciation. To thank you for your time and your expertise. And hopefully we can follow in your footsteps to develop a similar system. Thank you. For a few minutes after tonight's presentation, so you're welcome to talk to him directly. Again, we've placed some information on the table before you exit. You're welcome to take that information, everything from our emergency management studies right through to some social media contacts and networks. But thank you very much for expressing your interest to come in this evening and seeing tonight's public lecture. Have a good evening.
That's